ฮัลโหลดูสเตทเกมด้วยกันเหมือนเดิมนะจ๊ะวันนี้เฟดริกมาน่าจะพูดอะไรเกี่ยวกับปืนนี้หรือเปล่าแต่เริ่มอัปเดต4มาแล้วกันเนอร์มาแล้วออกมาเมื่อวานพรุ่งนี้จะมี maintenance แก้ปัญหาฟังเวลาไม่ทันเดี๋ยวข้ามมากันบอกบ่าย 2เวลามันเดี๋ยวค่อยคอนเวิร์ตบอกพวกนี้ทีเขาบอกมีบั๊กเกี่ยวกับฟิวรีเสิร์ชที่จะปลดล็อกกันเนอร์ก็อย่างที่มีปัญหากันก็คือโฟมปาร์ตี้กับ This is Mandate อืม ใน UI ที่มีปัญหาว่า missing texture ก็เดี๋ยวแก้พรุ่งนี้ทำไมเสียงไม่เข้ายังไม่มีอัปเดตเกี่ยวกับ bullet registration แพทช์โน้ตมีบางอย่างหายไปลืม
How's
เปิ
your
ด
pay
เสียง
going, man?
โทษ
You
ที
alright?
Yeah, pretty good.
You good?
Yeah, it's a hectic time putting out a new TU, so
Yeah.
มาเอาเสียงใน
feels good that it's
เซ
out
ล
there.
ล์
But
เกม
But the work doesn't stop.
no, it doesn't, because now people feedback and play, and we do TU5. Spoiler, but there's going to be a TU5 eventually,
Cool.
and future stuff.
Well, we might talk.
Oh, that couldn't shoot in view.
I'll push you as
Anyone
hard as I can
Frederick?
on TV5 stuff.
I'm
Even
sure
though
you will.
that's not today's focus.
No.
I'll do what I can. So, for those who don't know who you are, maybe they're new to the game, which
Right.
is completely normal. Welcome. Frederick, who are you and what do you do on the game?
My name is Frederick Highlander. I am the lead
คนนี้
3C
เฟดริก
designer.
นะครับ
So
ไม่
I
ใช่ดู
do
เมื่อกี้ขึ้นชื่อเป็น
RPG
ดู
things, weapon things, controls.
เป็นคน
those-
ทำเรื่อง
those
แบบ
areas
ปื
of
น
the game.
ระบบ
For a
เมคานิก
very
นิดหน่
long
อย
time that I
Hindi
worked
nói,
here, I was
thằng
too
một đã-
embarrassed to
mình
ask what
designer.
3C stood for.
Good.
Please clarify.
Character, controls, and camera.
All right. Good to
character
know.
control
It's a
จำไม่ได้
Ubisoft
Yeah,
thing.
I felt really dumb.
CCA.
I was like,
Hey.
it's been way too long. I can't ask. You know when
ไม่
you're
รู้
like
มันมีตัว
there's
ย่อ
someone that you've
แผน
been
กมันอยู่
talking to for years, and you're like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
still don't
3C,
know.
you know that thing, yeah,
Or
sure.
like someone's name that I don't know,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like we're already
And then it's
friends,
way
and I'm like,
past the point where it's too
like,
embarrassing.
hey, hey, you.
Yeah, so I'm glad you did it now on camera.
Yeah. Cool. So your focus for TU4 has obviously been the gunner. We
Yes.
have a trailer for that
Cool.
we're going to look
เขา
at
จะ
right
พูด
now.
ถึง
So we'll be back
กันเนอร์
in just a minute. Enjoy this trailer. It's super cool.
จะดูให้ดูเทรลเลอร์ของกันเนอร์มันโคตรเท่
Can't get along without you, even if I try. 'Cause baby, you're the one that keeps me hanging. I can't get along without you, even if I try.
ก็เป็นเทรลเลอร์โชว์ว่ากันเนอร์มีอะไรบ้างประมาณนั้น
Oh, you were never up.
I was
Everything's
never
smooth.
off doing everything. So, what can you tell us about the Gunner who don't know? People haven't played it or didn't see other people playing it on the PTS. It's pretty different from other specializations.
It's quite tanky because you need to be
Yeah.
able to stand
Come on,
out in the
gunner,
open and
but
use that big
like tank.
minigun.
Yeah.
Get
Ying
lots
Blay.
of bullets for a big minigun, as you can see.
รับก
What
ระ
are
สุ
the
น
things
ได้
from a game design perspective that make it tanky?
So it has a few talents. So when you use a med kit, you get some extra armor. And
ก็พูด
stuff
ถึง
like that.
เพิร์กอัน
The
หนึ่งที่บ
minigun
อกว่า
itself
เวลา
has
กด
some
ใช้
armor
เม็ด
steals.
คิด
Every
จะได้
bullet you hit refills your armor. So if you're
ค่า
accurate
เกราะ
enough
ป้อง
with
กั
it,
น
you
อี
can
ก
stay out there and
50% มั้ง
spray
ถ้า
and
ไม่
pray
ผิด
with it, etc. So
ก็พอ
but it's also about bullets.
การเล่น
so
มันน่าจะ
it
เป็นแบบ
provides
กดเม็ดคิด
more
แล้วก็
bullets
ออกไป
for
ยืน
you
แข่ง
and everybody else.
อะไรประมาณ
Replenishes
นั้น
your inventory of bullets just by being around people and some other
ไม่
stuff
เม็ด
like
คิด
that.
ดิเอา
So it
เมื่อ
should
คิ
be
ด
able to update the pace of a team. Well,
Yeah.
at least enable them to use their specializations more and hopefully.
Well, just sustain in general over long fights, etc. Right?
Yeah, cool.
And then it has as you saw in the trailer, it has the foam grenade.
Yeah.
So the idea is
แล้วก็มี
basically
ระเบิด
to be
ไลอ
able
อดโพรม
to stick people out there and then mow them down with a big gun. Right?
ทำให้เป้าหมาย
So there are some
ติด
changes
อยู่
to
ใน
other-
โฟม
the
แล้วก็
whole
เอามินิกันยิง
Specialization landscape as well. We talked about this a little bit with Rasmus last week, but just as a recap
Right.
because that's not really Rasmus's job. He's
No, he's
focused
just,
on other
he's
stuff.
just good at talking
He's
about
good,
stuff.
yeah, he's good at talking
Yeah.
about stuff. It's more your job. So I'd like to hear from you. What was the intention
Well,
behind the changes to all specializations?
We knew that when we were going to put out new spec, we'd want to spend the time to make sure that the other specs got some love as well, so that we could make the new one the way we wanted it. So we felt like we did some big changes. Number one, we made sure that you can spec into any weapon type. Because we felt
อัน
like
นี้พู
the
ดถึง
build meta was a bit
specialization
restrictive when there was
tree
only
ที่
some weapon types
ไป
per
ลง
spec
พอยต์ใน
that you could
ป
get
ระเภท
extra
ปืนไหน
damage.
ก็ได้ ไม่ได้จำกัด
Number
ว่า
two, we made
สาย
sure
นี้ต้อง
that
เล่น
some
ปืนนี้
quality of life stuff got fixed. Like you can now get your sidearm all the way up to gear score 500 from your
อืม
spec
แล้ว
tree
ก็ปรับปรุง
because otherwise,
คุณ
what's
ภาพ
the
ชี
use,
วิต
right?
Sure.
We
ให้
made sure
ปืน
that
ของ
the
แต่ละสายเนี่ย
specialization weapon
ขึ้น
on
ไปเก็บส
them
กอร์500 ได้
scales
แล้ว
with world tier without having to invest in it, so that once you go and pick up that new gunner and you don't have any points, it's already at world tier 5 power.
Yep.
And instead, you can invest for some extra damage for like doing hard
ก็
and
ปืน
heroic
ก็จะ
and
อยู่ใน
challenge
เวที
missions
5
instead.
ปืนพิเศษ
And then just generally quality of life stuff to improve the old specs while we're updating specs in general.
Sure. My experience is largely with the TAC 50 since I exclusively play sharpshooter.
Have you tried it after TU4?
Not yet.
All
So
right.
what? So I know that on the PTS there were some changes made.
Yes.
What?
It was the PTS was like mid change, right? So
Okay.
we did some changes even after that based on people playing as well.
Specialization
เขาบอก
weapons are
จา
more
ก
powerful.
เวอร์ชัน
More
PTS
powerful.
ปรับปรุง
If
ไปกว่านั้นอีก
you're all specced into them with the new nodes, etc., which most people are by now, you should be more powerful with all of them.
Okay.
The TAC 50 is the more brute force powerful. It has almost double
นี่ก็พูด
damage
ถึง
compared
แต่ละ
to
สาย
before.
specialize
Double
ถ้าเป็น Tag 50 ก็คือ
Roughly, yeah.
สายกำลัง
Not quite, but roughly.
Okay.
The crossbow doesn't look like it's gotten a big buff, but behind the scenes, it's now
เขาก็ปรับทุกสายให้แบบ ขึ้นมาเท่าเทียม
50%
กั
more
น
powerful at cracking armor pieces, which is kind
แล้ว
of
ก็
a
อย่าง
special
เช่น
trick it has.
หน้าไม้
So it
เนี่ย
does
ไม่ได้บัฟตร
extra
งๆ
damage
แต่ก็บัฟ
against
ให้มัน
armor
แบบ
pieces on like
จอก
breakable
เกราะ
armor on
แรงขึ้น
heavy enemies.
Okay. That reminds me that we need to talk about the Merciless in just a second.
Oof.
I'm writing
Yeah,
a note for
gotcha.
that.
เมอร์ซิเลสจะพูดถึงเมอร์ซิเลสแล้ว
I'm hearing
I-
Buffland just being all euphoric,
I know,
and then you're
but we got to
about-
talk about the hard stuff too, Frederick.
alright.
This is what I'm here to do. So the special field research unlocks the specialization.
Right,
If you
yes.
have the year one pass, you should have it instantly.
You get the
and-
spec instantly.
Yeah, I mean, you
still
still
get
have to
to
grind
do
it out.
you still get to do the field research though.
Yeah, then you get the vanity.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, there's actually an image we have of that. Hopefully we can pull it up for a sec. Because I actually haven't seen
อันนี้
the
คือรางวัล
outfit.
specialize
Oh,
ทั้งหมด
that emote is pretty sick.
Mhm.
So gear dyes, weapon skins, uniforms, all that cool stuff.
Mask.
Okay, so if you, I don't know, needed a reason to grind out the new specialization, there it is for you. I'm actually, that might be my next kind of mission on the stream, is start grinding that out. As much as I love my sharpshooter, and I do, I'm also looking forward to trying something new.
You're gonna cheat on the sharpshooter? Ooh,
I don't know. It's kind of
I know.
it
It's
feels
iffy.
like home.
yeah, I get it. Especially now that the TAC 50 is super
Well,
powerful, and
I'll
you
have-
get more spec ammo with the new spec ammo system as well.
Well, that
อืม
sounds
แล้วก็
like
มี
a
ระบบ
pretty good
กระ
thing.
สุน
It's
พิ
gonna
เศ
be
ษ
good.
ใหม่ที่
I'm going to write this down as well.
ได้
Because
รับ
I
กระ
need
สุ
an
น
irrelevant
ง่าย
backpack.
แล้วแบบตรงไป
And
ตรง
we-
มากว่า
and
เดิม
I'm frustrated
Mm-hmm.
that it can't be another piece. And we talked about this before, so we have some news on that. Before we get into that, on TU4, since there's not a lot in the patch notes, there are some other things that we mentioned, like the
So-
FOV slider on console. There are some
Yeah.
other things that
And
you
some of them were in the PTS patch notes. Some of
Sure.
them we completed our patch notes with. It was a bit last minute getting everything together on the documentation side, for which we apologize. That's not what we're gonna do in the future, but that's the way it worked out this right now.
เดี๋ยวปิดเสียงเกมให้คนเดียวอยู่ในเกมเลย
The fun things. Actually, you said we should explain the medkit issue, the armor kit issue.
Yes, actually, let's go back
Let's
to those
revisit
things
that.
that I
ปัญหาเกี่ยวกับ
said.
armor kit.
So the spec ammo issue, actually, before we get into
Right.
that. So what's happening there?
So we found an issue which is getting fixed in tomorrow's maintenance, where the server thought you had more ammo because when you pick something up that doesn't fit in your gun, it puts it in your inventory. The server thought that, client didn't think that, started disagreeing. Eventually, there's a pile there on the client that the server doesn't let you pick up. So there's some issues where you'll perceive it as not being able to pick up spec ammo. That's being fixed. It was a complicated client-server desync type of thing.
Okay.
ปัญหาการเก็บกระสุน
Well, not cool. But,
No, I mean,
it's
but yeah,
good to know.
tricky
Also,
to find.
It's pretty straightforward issue. The missing texture thing in the UI.
Yeah.
Fixed.
It
It's
was
just-
a missing texture. Sometimes when we work on these things, we have to resave files and do copies and do things, and sometimes we forget to link in the images that they use. Piotr, who works on the UI, he literally takes and renders all of the guns, all of the gear and everything to create these images, and then we have to manually point to those things, and sometimes we miss it.
So it's his fault.
อืมอันนี้คือ
Never
ปัญหา
his fault.
ที่
Always
มัน
my
ขึ้น
fault.
รูป
No,
ประหลาดๆว่า
I
missing
like
texture
it.
ใน
He
ช่อง
gave
เก็บ
me
ของ
extra bits for my Space
ของ
Wolves.
ปืนใหม่
Ooh,
ที่
there
เขา
you
เพิ่ง
go,
ปรับ
yes.
หน้า
One of the
ตา
guys in
ไป
the UI team is a
ปืนมีชื่อ
hardcore Space Wolves player.
One? There's probably several.
There's a few.
Yeah.
But have you seen his army?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay. The
Medkit.
medkit issue, which I mentioned before, isn't exclusively a medkit thing. There's something else going on behind the
So-
scenes there.
I mean, first of all, we found there was a story about
Let's go back to the
hit
shooting range.
registration
Yeah.
issues. People were posting videos from the shooting range and not
อันนี้
getting
ปัญหาเรื่อง
the
กระ
hit
สุน
count
ไม่
that they
register
expected,
ตอนยิงใน
which was exclusive
ที่
to
ลอ
the
งปืน
shooting range. There was a hidden wall there that was there to count bullets, that was like removing some of them and some other stuff. We fixed that. But we
มัน
also
มี
asked
บาง
the
อย่าง
community
บางก
to
ระสุน
start
อยู่
sending
ที่มอง
us
ไม่เห็น
any videos they had of hit registration issues. And this thing has been the thing that most people have pointed out, that like if someone's slamming into cover using a med kit and you're shooting at them, a bunch of the bullets wouldn't hit.
Yeah.
What's happening there is that the animation and the hitbox on the server
มันดันเป็นปัญ
didn't
หาเดียว
sync
กับ
up.
ที่
And so the server
มี
goes,
คนรายงานว่า
not going to let you
ยิง
count
คน
the
ที่
shots that
ใช้
you
เม็ด
just
คิดอ
landed
ยู่ไม่เข้ากับเป็น
because
อม
I
ตะ
don't agree where the hitbox is.
Yeah.
So that's been fixed and going into the maintenance update tomorrow.
Yeah.
There were some other edge
ก็คือ
cases
มัน
we
แอนิเมชัน
found
มันบังกระ
that
สุนนั่น
also
เอง
had animations going outside of their server hitbox that we're working on as well.
Okay.
I'm not going to call those out at
Again,
the moment, but very few in like edge casey. This one is the one that
Yeah. So it's the med kit and and skill deployment.
yes, sometimes during
animations.
certain skill deployment animations. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
อืม
All right.
ก็บาง
regardless,
ที
that's,
ยิงคนไม่เข้า
thank
ก็
you also community
จะ
for
แก้
your
พวกนี้
assistance on finding
มันเป็นปัญหา
examples.
เรื่องแอนิเมชัน
Because those
ห
are
รือ
the
ท่า
things that
ทาง
really
บาง
help.
อย่างมัน
The
มี
amazing
บาง
part
อย่าง
was
บัง
that
กระสุนไว้
sure people get a
ทำให้
little
ฮิตบ็อก
upset
มัน
that there's
เปลี่ยนไป
PvP issues of people not being hit when they should be hit, but
Yeah.
mostly everybody who helped us find things and send things in did so like heroically helpfully, like just like videos and explanations and everything. So it was
อืม
actually
เขา
really
บอกใคร
positive.
ส่ง
in a way.
วิดีโอเกี่ยวกับบั๊ก
Don't,
ไปให้
don't
เนี่ย
get
เขา
us
ก็
wrong. It's right to be frustrated when
Yeah,
these
sure.
things happen.
เป็นสิ่ง
Yeah,
ที่ช่วย
it's
ได้มาก
sucked, but it's
bang
great
bang
that we
bang
could
bang
find it so fast.
All right. Moving on, because we covered those things. I wanted to ask about the Merciless because
merciless
I did. I know a lot of people have been using it in the raid because it made a lot of sense to use it in
Right.
the raid.
So
What's going on?
The just the
Merciless
for
กับ
those that don't
สิ่ง
have
ที่
the
คนชอบ
merciless,
ไป
the
ลงในเล
merciless
ด
is a gun where you shoot and it creates little primers on the targets that you hit, and then you can detonate them. The problem was, and that's
ก็
the
คือ
whole
ปกติ
idea
มัน
of
ยิ
it.
งไป
Yeah.
แปะมัน
Primers and detonation. The
มันจะมี
problem
แบบ
was, or
หัวช
if
นวน
you
ไป
were
แปะ
using
ดู
it,
แล้ว
the
กด
benefit
ยิง
was
กดระเบิดได้
that little explosion
Idea ของปืนไม่ใช่นั้น
mistakenly applied directly to health.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
และ
never
ไอ้เรื่องที่
intended.
เจาะเกราะ
That's
เนี่ย
not what the gun says it
ไม่
does.
ได้เป็นสิ่งที่
But
จ
what
ง
it
ใจ
ended up
เป็นบั๊
doing
ก
is
ตั้งแต่ต้นแล้ว
bypassing the thing we used to make things challenging.
It made elites
sometimes.
into red mobs.
Elite turned into red mobs, raid bosses, etc. Anything that uses an armor bar or an armor was susceptible to it. We want it to be great, and now that that bug is gone, maybe we have to revisit it and buff
ตอน
it
นี้
to
ก็
the
คือ
nines.
เมอร์ซิเด
But
สไม่
we
เจาะ
had
เก
to
ราะ
remove
เป็น
that
สิ่งที่เขาจ
particular
งใจ
thing
อยู่
because
แล้
it
ว
was
ก็คือไอ
was
เดียของปืนยิง
bypassing a
ไป
whole
เพื่อ
mechanic rather than just
เอา
being
หัวชนวนไป
scaled
ไปแปะ
strong or something. If it
เพื่
was
อกด
just
ระเบิด
strong, left
มี
it.
แค่นั้น
It
ไม่
was
เจาะเกราะ
bypassing a mechanic, making it
เขาก็อาจ
hard
จะ
to
แบบ
design new things that use armor.
ไป
Do you know?
ปรับ
Do you know
แก้
this conversation?
ให้มัน
I
ดี
like
ขึ้น
having these conversations because it does highlight a really good point. Like people
กับ
have a lot of.
สิ่งที่เพิ่งแก้บั๊ก
I mean,
ไป
that was
นี่ก็ได้
that was
เพราะมันก็
broken.
อาจจะทำให้ปืน
But
แบบ
it does bring
หม
up
ด
an
คุณ
interesting
ค่าลง
point
ไป
that it's fun to feel powerful.
Yes, of course.
So
yeah,
is that kind of on your? I mean, I know that that's.
this
your-
is
that's
this is
your
what's
dream,
known
right?
as a plant, by the way.
A very leading set of questions is coming. Just to spoil it. But I know that because we've talked about this off the stream. Like we want exotics to feel powerful.
Yeah,
Right.
we want most things to feel powerful if you build them right.
Sure. But
เขาบอกว่า
exotics. especially.
Yeah,
อยากให้
Um,
อยากให้เอกโซติก
does
เนี่ย
this
ความรู้สึกของคนใช้
remind
คือรู้สึก
you of
ว่ามันแบบ
the G36
ทรง
at all?
พลัง
I'm just feeling like a bit of a throwback.
และ
PTSD
เป็น
there.
เฟดริกก็บอกว่า
sure.
ทุก
Like
อย่าง
you
อะอยาก
put
ให้มันทำอ
something
อก
in
มาแล้ว
that's
รู้สึกว่ามันแบบแรง
good in
ถ้า
an intentional way,
บิวถู
and
ก
then
ต้อง
you know that's going to break something in the future, make it hard to add anything to ever compete with it. But at the same time, the people who have it, they are having fun. But they won't have fun forever because you can never add anything that beats it. And so kind of, we call it like removing design space. If there's a gun that just kills elites, we can never make anything else that's good at killing elites or armored enemies. And that's kind of the flaw of adding something that's too powerful in a singular way.
It's fun for a second, but I
เขาก็
would
บอกว่า
imagine-
จะไม่พยายาม
I don't work on the game design team, but the intention
ดีไซ
of
น์
having build
อา
diversity,
วุธ
which
แบบ
is
ไหนที่
something
ทำ
that
แบบ
I know
เจาะ
that
จง
you
แบบ
guys are working on for future
ปืนนี้
updates.
ทำมาเพื่อฆ่าอีลิทอย่างเงี้ยเพราะว่ามัน
Really hamstrung
มัน
by
ก็แบบ
those real big
มันก็จะ
outliers,
ไม่มี
right?
ปืน
Yeah.
อื่นที่ฆ่าอี
We
ลิท
would
ได้ดีกว่า
like
ปืนเนี้ยเขา
You
ก็
to
จะไม่ดี
feel
ไซน์
super
อะไรที่มันเจาะ
powerful
จง
if you
ไป
put together a
แบบ
build
นั้น
consisting of a bunch of stuff. But to just get one turnkey thing that just is OP, that means that we can't interest you in any other things.
Yeah.
That's kind of the flaw.
Cool. Well, this wasn't in the plan to chat about, so I need to.
But it's a good chat.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it, but we have overlooked some of the other things that aren't in the patch notes that I think are cool to talk about for TU4.
Or that made it to the patch notes late.
Sure.
Because we did some
ถึง
updates.
แพท
Exactly.
โน้
What
ต
are some of the things that are in there?
That's
Yeah, so the
update.
one thing I wanted to talk about is the Firefly. So we knew that the Firefly skill was
Firefly skill.
underutilized. Was kind of clunky to use when you're in the heat of combat, etc. So we did a lot of different changes
ไฟไฟไม่อยู่ใน
on
แพท
that.
โน้ต
And we would like people
We'll do
to
head
try
note
it
deal
out,
with me,
see what they think. So it's faster to target. It auto picks better paths. It crashes into things much less. It creates a longer blind. Like it's just generally a lot smoother to use and more powerful. So I think
ฮะ
it's hard to pinpoint one thing we did. We basically went through everything about it and tried to improve everything, its pathfinding and everything, to
Huh?
bring it up. And we're going to do that sometimes. Like pick a skill, really focus on it for one patch, and lift it up to a
เขา
higher
บอก
quality level.
มีการ
So,
ปรับไฟไฟ
What do you
ให้
think the Firefly will
แบบ
appeal to
target
now? Because
เร็ว
if
ขึ้น
it's not still something you can deploy
บินดี
mid
ขึ้น
combat, is it something that's
You
more-
can now.
Pop
Like it's
เมื่อไหร่วะ?
really fast to deploy now, but the Firefly to me was always the
Pop
strength of it
เมื่อไหร่?
is that it can CC many things. It can tag many things. Not a lot of skills can do that, especially not spread out. Like the Hive can to some degree, but
เดี๋ยวไปหาแพทโน้ต
otherwise,
กัน
and as an initiation tool. Like you
We'll head
start
note
with
deal
it
กันไหม
and like blind 6 enemies for 8 seconds, which is the blind base time now, and go to town and maybe get some procs on survivalist because they get procs on drops from things that have status effects, right? So you
Interesting.
can kind of combine
เขา
those
บอก
things.
ไฟ
Well,
ไฟ
it'll be
เป็น
good
ส
to
กิ
see
ล
if
ที่
people work that into
target
effective builds.
อะไรได้หลาย ๆ อย่าง
Well,
พร้อม
I'm
กัน
excited.
อันอื่น
They
ทำไม่ได้
might, but if I steal a little bit more time, we are also, like we said last time I was here, we are intently looking at skills, like how powerful they get to be. So we're gonna,
ก็เขาจะมี
as
แผ
a
นปรับปรุง
teaser for
สกิล
next
ต่อ
time, we're gonna be buffing skills in an upcoming patch,
ใน
mostly
แพทห
through
น้า
how much you get out of having skill power and how competitive it is to really make a skill build as
ก็เพื่อ
opposed to
จะ
like
ให้
a
ใช้ส
gun
กิลแบบ
build
ทัด
or
เทียมกับสาย
shield
อื่นได้
build or pistol build, which some of the metas that are out there.
That's what Bruce has been working
Bruce
on.
has been working
right?
on that, yes.
So Bruce, he's been on podcasts and things before. So I chatted to him earlier. I'm going to try and get him on next week to talk about those some of those things with the skills. So I'll keep you updated
gonna
on
be
that
fun.
because there's a lot to talk about with
Yeah.
skills. What else do you have on your list?
I don't know, what else should we mention from TU4? TU4 was worked on.
Chem launcher.
Yeah, so yes, Chem Launcher is good. We changed the Chem Launcher controls for the,
นั่นแหละ
is it called the Restore?
มันไม่
or
ได้
the,
ใส่ไว้ใน
well,
แพท
the Repair
Node.
Chem Launcher,
Yeah.
the Healing Chem Launcher, so that it's now single press on console to heal yourself rather than bring it out.
ในคอนโซลปรับปุ่ม
That's
เกมลันเจอร์
often
ให้กดที
requested
เดียวเพื่อฮิวตัวเอง
change, so that made it into this patch.
Cool. And then things like obviously the Redstone people have changed some of the things to Occupy Dark Zone with the Rogue.
I mean,
things going.
and that deserves mentioning
Yeah.
as well. Like actually having a Wild West Dark Zone with the old style of Rogue, no gray Rogue, just
Yeah.
like if I shoot
Vanilla
someone, I
Rogue.
go
นี่พูดถึง
Rogue
โล
with infinite manhunt ranks and a leaderboard. I think it sounds pretty fun.
I think it does sound really fun. I can't wait to see how that pans out. I mean, we are aware that there's been criticisms of the Dark Zones feeling empty. I would love to see how that pans out in the next few weeks to see if we have people trying to get up on that leaderboard and stuff. So that should be
ก็
cool.
โลก
Sounds
ใน
fun.
Occupy
Does sound
จะ
really fun.
เป็นแบบโลก 1.0 ใน Division
The mod changes that we mentioned with Rasmus last week are really exciting,
Yeah.
and I saw that you can favorite
ไม่มี
mods.
โลกเปิดกล่อง
That's good.
That's
ต้อง
cool.
ยิงคนเท่า
UI
นั้นถึงจะเป็นโลก
keeps
แมน
tracking
ฮั
as
ต
well.
มีไม่จำกัด
improving the UI.
แรงเป็นได้เรื่อยๆ ยิ่งเยอะรางวัล
I
ยิ่งเย
mentioned
อะ
before, well, actually someone in chat mentioned it, I think, the armor kit issue. Do you know anything about that?
Which
or do I
armor
need
kit?
someone
Which
else?
one?
Do I need someone else?
ปัญหาเมื่อคิด
We're, oh yeah, we could call it the Meg kit issue.
Yeah, because we only have armor kits, but
We
we're
sometimes
old
get that
school.
wrong.
We're old school. We call it med kit.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Okay, no, we talked about that. So and this is me pushing you, because it's not to you four, but gear brands drop, like, so Araldi drops in 3 pieces, right? Gloves, I want to say holster, and backpack. Anyway, gloves, backpack, and something else. But I can't for the life of me find a backpack.
Yeah.
Or maybe I want it to be on a different
So
piece.
some brands just simply don't make some things. Like there's
Yeah.
there's backpack brands and there's chest piece
ไม่
brands
พูด
and
ถึง
stuff
แบร
like
น
that.
ด์
And
เกี่ยว
we
แล้ว
had,
ไม่เกี่ยวกับแพท
I mean, we hoped that it was kind of be part of their identity. That this is like a outdoors company. They just make backpacks and don't make protective vests, etc.
อ่า
But it can't make
ไอ
it
เดีย
hard.
กับว่า
It can't make it hard
ของ
to
แต่
do
ละ
the
แบรน
puzzle
ด์
of
มี
the
จำนวน
gear
ชิ้
game.
น
So
ไม่เหมื
we're
อนกั
gonna
นเขาก็ให้ไอ
think,
เดียว่า
think long and hard
บาง
about
แบร
how
น
we
ด์แบรน
can
ด์ที่แบบ
address
ทำของ
that.
outdoor มันก็จะแบบ
Whether
ผลิต
it's
กระเป๋าอะไรเงี้ยเป็น
better
แบบ
informing
identity
people
ของ
of
มัน
what
แบบ
is
เอกลักษณ์ของมัน
available through the UI or adding pieces or whatever. The important thing, we understand that that can be frustrating. We're going to see what we can do about it at some point.
So you might be trying something out on the next PTS for TU5 maybe?
I have no idea what we can accomplish for that because I don't now know when that's going to be. But
But you want to do something.
we
with
want to
that.
do
Okay.
something about it. I think in general, we recognize that the gear game can be hard to get into
Sure.
and hard to understand.
Okay.
And we're going to try to make improvements.
All right, we'll have upcoming conversations about that in the
ก็
future.
ไม่แน่ในอนาคตจะปรับปรุง
I
เกี่ยวกับ
also
ระบบเกีย
realized
ร์ให้
so with the
เข้าใจ
ODZ stuff,
ง่าย
I
กว่า
really want
นี้
to get Redstone back up on the screen here.
That'd be fun.
And I'm sure Terry, Ryan, or, Keith or
Yeah.
whoever's working on that stuff over there could jump in and tell us more about that. Were you at E3?
Not this year.
Not this year.
No.
Ella was at E3. Here's my segue. She made another video of some of the community reactions to the little reveals that happened there. So enjoy this video. We'll be back in just a second. We've got agent highlights coming up and all of that good stuff. So we'll see you in a few minutes. All right.
อะไรวะ อันนี้ E3 ก็ปล่อย E3 ไป
I love the storyline progression with both the traitor, which I am predicting is the president, and then going back to DC, or not DC, sorry, New York. Going back to New York, I'm really excited about. I like got goosebumps when I saw the cleaner getting killed like a hero, and we both just like looked at each other. We're like, we're going back to New York. So I'm really excited for that. I love seeing the storyline progress.
Oh, I'm super excited to check out the next raid. I think trying to do quick runs in the current raid right now is pretty awesome to do. I run the raid about 3 to 4 times a night, like every night. Going back to New York, I think is like one of the big things that like I think most like we loved New York and we loved the Division 1, and being able to like go back and finish that story. And like, you know, I think that's gonna be awesome. So.
Oh, it's super exciting. As usual, this is a highlight every time that we come. And while this is our first E3 trying to cover a lot of games, as you can see, this is the place that we're always at. We can't leave the Ubisoft booth. That's why we're here.
จบยังเนี่ย
I hope that we're getting what I think we're getting going back to New York, a cap on the Division 1 storyline. Because we've got unfinished business with Keener.
Story is successful.
And I think there's a lot of agents that'll agree with me right now.
Manhunt. Yeah, that looks really good, definitely. And the new raid, of course. So much to go, yeah, so much new stuff. It's going to be amazing. There was one other, oh, the movie. Yes, with Netflix. That's going to be amazing. I really look forward to that. Definitely.
Job Young.
All right. Very nice. This is the first E3 I haven't been to in a while, so I'm like
Aw.
kind of rip. Maybe next year they'll let me go.
Let you go.
they'll let me go.
Someone locked you
please,
up.
please let me go. No, but it's always really cool to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You saw all of the conferences and stuff.
I'm still recovering from last year.
What are you most excited about? Okay, I asked Rasmus the same question, and now we're kind of
From
off the
this year?
clock with relevant division stuff.
Oh,
What we have agent highlights in a second, but E3 favorite for you?
Oh, damn, that's hard.
Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, like
Just more
Elden
footage.
Ring?
No, more footage of the Link to the Past sequel.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
good to know. Yeah, like I said, we have agent highlights right now. We'll go through those before we head off. Let's take a look at the first one for this week. What do we got? Here we
เป็น
go.
Delta Boy ใช่ไหม
4 Mile Media. I'm loving all the cosplays. 4 Mile Media is also a musician from Seattle and streams on twitch.tv/4milestream. So MYLE, 4 Mile. Definitely go and check that out. The photo is by Terry V Photo on Instagram as well. I like the commitment to an action shot.
Yeah, the action shot is great.
I'm always a fan. Where was that photo taken? It looks very, I don't know. Maybe it's in Seattle. I've never actually been to Seattle, so I
Me
don't
neither.
know. We have our second one. What do we got here? Oh, cool. What?
นี่รายการ
A
สเป
pixel
เฮล่า
art
เขาละโชว์รูป
Logo on a
โช
Bluetooth
ว์แฟน
speaker?
อาร์ตอะไรเงี้ย
I don't know how you even do that. That's really cool. Kabuki Q is from England and streams Division 2 on twitch.tv/Kabuki Q. That's really cool. And also has a copy of Broken Dawn, so well done. Also, are those some Gunner glasses? Solid.
Yes.
I need them for my eyes. Actually, fun fact, Christo, who was a community manager at Blizzard, who was also the little pug in Stormwind, he is now a community manager for Gunner. Those are just random fun facts.
The most obscure reference.
The more you know. Wheeler Dag also has our third entry in Agent Highlights for this week, and I haven't seen this one yet, so I'm really excited to see. Drones.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
Solid.
Oh,
A little bit of a throwback, if people know the
drone.
history for
มันเป็นโดร
the
นแปะ
division. We
รูป
have
ดิวิชั่น
drones
สวยดี
in Division 2 in a different form as a skill, but we have a long and storied history with the old drone. You've been here for years.
Yeah. Enough to remember the player controllable drone bit.
That did not really work.
It didn't work out.
But that's the smartest thing you can do when something doesn't work.
It's game dev for you.
It was a cool idea, but if you ever were lucky enough to play test it, it's one of those things. Ambition, but didn't really work out. But that was really. I need a drone.
One that launches off your backpack with a
Yes.
spring-loaded launcher.
We do actually have a bonus entry into Agent Highlights for this
cool.
week. This is, I think, very important. Is there an image for this one?
ในเวอร์ชัน
cool.
เขียน
Allegedly.
มาช้าหน่อยนะ
The first 77-year-old, allegedly, because we can't confirm age, we don't track all of your ages. Second from the left to finish the raid.
เขาบอก
Solid.
มีคน
Pretty
แบ
good.
บ
And
ผู้
so
เล่น
if
อายุ
someone can claim to be older than
77 ผ่านเล
77
ท
years old and completed the raid, I would love to
Hot.
verify that. But that's really cool. I'm excited.
77.
I mean,
Raid.
I already have like my life plan laid out for me. It's just going to be playing game.
ดีดีดี
It's a good life plan.
Yeah.
And you're doing so well on it as well.
Yeah, it's cool. Seniors are absolutely killing it with everything going on in the game right now, because earlier this week, the Swedish team, Silver Snipers, won the first Counter-Strike World Cup for seniors. Fun fact.
There's
Me, huh?
there's the
Then can't get
Counter-Strike
recruit
World Cup
bit.
for seniors.
มันเกี่ยวกับ
Apparently.
เซิร์ฟเวอร์
It's getting to be a real
was
sport
เรา
now
มี
with
กระสุน
like
แบบ
youth and
เต็มแล้วห
senior
รือมาก
divisions.
กว่าที่จริงๆเรามีก็เลย
Very,
เก็บไว้
very
ได้
cool. Thank you for joining me today. It's always
Always
great
a
to
pleasure.
have you
แก้ไข
on, and we'll get you back on, I'm sure,
Update
as we
พรุ่งนี้
get closer towards
Yeah.
other things. Like I
เดี๋ยวจะสรุป
mentioned
ไว้ให้
before,
ใน
maybe
ข่า
next
ว
week, I'm looking at getting Bruce
สรุป
on to talk
Update
about
the
the
game
skills
Great.
revamp
แต่รอ
and
แป๊บ
that
นึง
sort of thing. To reiterate,
วันนี้
there are
มีความ
changes
ขี้
coming
เกีย
in
จหน่อย
tomorrow's
ก็เลยรอ
maintenance,
แผ่น
which is
โน้ตออก
actually
ก่อน
going to
นะ
be delayed from
ไม่ใช่แผ่นโน้ตหรอกสรุป
9:30
มันจะมี
until
สรุปยังไง
2
ติด
o'clock.
เดี๋ยว
So
ค่อย
don't be worried if it's pushed a few hours for
I'll
you,
must
because
say,
there's a
hey.
few things in there that
Crap.
are being fixed. Special field research, Sage is not updating if you're grinding out the new Gunner, Foam Party, and This is Madness, are the names of those. There are some specialization ammo issues where the server and client aren't talking to each other properly. That is fixed tomorrow. The missing texture thing is fixed tomorrow. And what is called the medkit or armor kit issue, which is actually a hitbox issue, should be fixed in the maintenance tomorrow as well. So
ก็เดี๋ยว
please
พูดถึง
let
ปั
us
ญหา
know how those feel once they are fixed. Again, thank you, and thank you everyone
thank you,
for
guys.
coming by today. We'll be back again next week, and we're also doing more streams, like gameplay streams on the channel, because what I always think is fun is to
เซิร์ฟมัน
hear from you.
คุยกับฝั่งไทยแอ
I'll
น
be streaming on
ไม่ค่อยเข้าใจกัน
Mondays
มัน
as
ก็เลย
much
เก็บ
as I
กระสุนไม่ค่อยได้
can. Ella, you going to be
Yeah.
streaming on the channel as well? Tomorrow. There you go. So Ella's going to be here tomorrow streaming the game. Anthony did last Friday. Hopefully he's back on this Friday, because we will be here to give you the news on Wednesdays. But we've always wanted this to be a two-way conversation, and I think those gameplay streams are an opportunity for people to talk to us, and I like that. All right,
cool.
we'll see you again next week. Stay following the channel, because Ella's going to be streaming the game tomorrow. All right, bye everyone.
จ้าจบจ้า เดี๋ยวรอสรุปนะ บาย